Hey, my brother told me about this, okay? All right. He said many a man who falls in love with a woman in a light so dim, he wouldn't even choose a suit on.
The guy with the whole podcast always gets the girl.
We almost done these guys to go.
I
have practice. I have to practice.
Are
you sure you don't get anything for this?
Are you married?
Am I married? Sure, I'm married.
Do you love your wife?
Well, I love my wife. Yeah, I love my wife. I love my first wife. I love my second wife. I love my third wife. And I'm going to love my fourth wife.
Yeah, and his wives love him. And their lawyers. And their accountants.
Sir, excuse me. Can I ask you a question, please?
Pardon me?
Would you recommend marriage?
What are you, crazy?
Yeah. What's to do with it?
I don't know. You told her.
I came from the school of monogamy. One partner, one person.
Well, do you think monogamy is a good idea for everyone?
Well, it's not such a bad idea. I mean, you're supposed to get married and fall in love with one person, stay with that person the rest of your life. That's what I believe. Oh, definitely. It's not such a bad idea. I mean, there's so many things going around, age and all. Monogamy is safe sex, if you think about it.
Well, how about you, Jim?
I don't know. I think your sexual orientation, being homosexual, is something that you're born with. You know, I mean, who would choose being gay, knowing all of the hatred and discrimination and outcasting that goes along with it?
I just think that as people, we're stronger because we've taken the responsibility to love somebody else. I mean, that's what we've done with our lives. And we've overcome a lot of opposition in order to stay together. I think that we just realize now that we're God's creatures just as anybody else is. I mean, our love is no different from anybody else, right?
No.
Did you think about getting married?
I wanted to get married. I mean, I started off with the idea of finding the perfect man, you know, someone that would take care of me and for the rest of my life. It's really the other way around. I mean, it's usually the guys that want someone to take care of them, at least the ones that I dated. They wanted someone to cook for them and clean for them and be their mother. I mean, when I realized that I wasn't going to get married, I still had the need to have a child, to give myself that way.
So you didn't get married, but it sure looks like you found your man.
Yeah. Ben's the man of my life. Thank you.
But it must be tough, raising him without a father. Do you ever have any regrets?
I never thought I could love anyone this much. The perfect man. I found him.
After these messages. And now back to the CBS Schoolbreak special.
What are you doing?
Unpacking.
Why? What happened?
I took the first reel down to the lab, to the negative cutter. Suddenly, they're too busy. There's no room for us.
But we booked time. We paid them.
They gave us the money back. When I came in, the owner was waiting. Oh, he was nice about it, but he said that our film might be too controversial for them to be involved any further. His other business might go away if he does.
Go away?
Business might be pulled. That's the word he used. Or Mr. Kane used. Just slipped out. There's no other place in town we can use. I've been through the phone book. We've lost Jack. Face it.
I can't.
Okay, don't. But I'm entering the film, Jack. My version of it. You enter or don't enter what you want. If I can't finish it the way I want, I'm going to finish it the way they want. I'm not going to miss this chance.
You're giving up.
That is not fair. I have gone along with you on everything, and you know it. It's not just your film.
I know that.
Then act like it, okay?
Look, Sarah. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to run over you. I'm just trying to figure this thing out.
I'm not stopping you from making your version. But it's dead. They won. I want to get something out of this for myself. Look, I'm going to make the cuts, make a copy, then you can have it back. I should be done by this weekend.
Fine.
Do you want your name on the version I submit?
I'm not giving up.
And I'm not asking you to. I'm just asking that you let me finish the film the way I want.
Go ahead. Go ahead. It's your film. Do what you want. It's not about me. It's about ego, I don't think.
I never thought it was.
I mean, I don't think I'm smarter, but that my ideas are the only right ones. It's not about winning. It's about something more. I don't even think I knew what this was about when it all started. What he's doing is just not right.
Well, whether he's right or not, he stopped your film. Now you have to ask yourself, is no film better than a film that represents at least some of your ideas?
Is that my only choice?
Unless you get the board to reverse its decision.
Would they listen?
Yeah, they might. I can get you into the board, Jack, but you have to argue your own case. I can't do it for you.
They'd vote against Mr. Kane?
Let me handle Mr. Kane.
Who the heck invited the press? All right, let's get started. I want to thank you all for coming. I know most of you would rather be doing something else. And I'm sure Bob would rather be doing something else. I hope we're not keeping you up, Bob. Now, I don't want to take any more time than I have to here. I think you all know what we're here for. Out of fairness to the students, I've been asked to let them put their case before the board directly. Now, I have no problem with that. But before they begin, let me speak to a point that I want to make. For me, it's very simple. What comes out of the schools here must represent someone's value. If we want the parents to support us, then whatever the kids do here, once the parents entrust them to us for 5 or 6 hours a day or so, it must represent parents' value. Let me be polite here. Does a film that portrays perverted from the norm lifestyle choices, gigolos, mistresses, male lovers, extramarital affairs. I'm trying to remember it all. Things that we or a regular Joe on the street would call immorality. But they insist on calling a cultural difference. Now, does this film carry the weight of our values? Restructuring the film so that it can be a tool for community support, that's all I'm asking. That's all I want, and that's all I'm saying. So, I'd like to open it up now to the fine young man that we're trying to accommodate here.
Ben, before you do, has anyone else on the board seen this film but you?
Tom, these are busy people. They have jobs, families. They devote a lot of time to the board, and we're very grateful for that. But you can't expect them to get themselves involved in every matter that comes up during the school year.
So no one else has seen it?
Well, Arthur, Mr. Rowe, you've seen it.
I was not offended by the film.
Who's they, Mr. Kane?
What?
You spoke about we and they. Am I a they because of what I included in my film?
I did not mean to characterize it that way.
But you did, sir. We probably have the same family background. We live in the same town. But I became they to you. Someone ugly because I look at ideas differently than you do. That's what this is all about. That you think that your ideas are better than anyone else's, and you'll make sure no one can decide otherwise.
Now, listen, here, I did not open this up to you so that...
Ben, let him talk. Look, I'm not going to convince you that what's in my film is right. I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. All I'm doing is presenting different points of view on a very complicated subject. What's wrong with that? I mean, here we are. We're in the library. This room is full of ideas. Are we going to start putting these ideas off limits too? Chaucer. Can't have him. Too much sex. Too many dirty words. Shakespeare. He's got to go too. I mean, look at the sonnets. Some of them were written to a man. Then the plays, Antony and Cleopatra. It's about adultery. You want us reading this? Walt Whitman. Auden. Faulkner. Fitzgerald. Hemingway. Salinger. Philip Roth. These are great characters. Characters that teach us a lot. But because they don't live lives like you, are they out too? Michelangelo, Donatello, Da Vinci, they were all homosexuals. Their love of men inspired some of the greatest art this world has ever seen.
Just a minute.
Rembrandt's portraits of his mistress. Matisse, Monet, Picasso. They all painted their mistresses. And music, and philosophy, and history, science. Where do you stop? How many books would this library hold? The only ideas permitted here represented what you thought we should be allowed to know. If the only works allowed on these shelves were done by people who led lives you approved of. Where is it written that you were the guardian? We're not all the same, Mr. King. We never were. And we're never going to be. No matter how hard you try and stop it, people are going to think differently, have different ideas, make different choices for themselves. That's all the film is saying. That's all it's saying. What's so scary about that?
I wanted to get married. I mean, I started off with the idea of finding the perfect man, you know, someone that would take care of me and for the rest of my life.
Hi.
Hi.
Really the other way around.
School board reversed its decision.
Usually the guys that want someone to take care of
kidding.
them.
Miss Lennon has been calling you all morning.
I've been down here.
And clean for them. And
Well, I wish I could tell you it was a moral victory. Afraid it wasn't. They just decided that this thing had already gotten enough publicity and any more might hurt the school. They just wanted it all to go away. I guess they figured the best way to do that was to let us finish it the way we wanted.
Thank you.
You got your phone back.
Yeah.
Jack,
Don't.
don't what?
Ask me what you're about to ask.
I wasn't going to ask anything. I was just going to tell you, now that the school board's backed off...
We don't need two versions of the same film, right?
Right.
You don't believe in anything, do you?
I believe in a lot of stuff. Like getting into film school. Like getting the best scholarship that I can. What? What's so funny? At least I'm honest about it. I'll get some principles after I get out of film school. You were good last night.
Just good.
Impressive. I mean that. What do you think?
I'll have to think about it.
Think now. The cut's due next week.
Not now. Later.
How much later?
Later. Goodbye, Sarah.
Bye. You know, if you cut in earlier
Goodbye,
this
Sarah.
week... Okay, all right, I'm gone. Call me tomorrow at 6. I get up early. Bye.
Sarah? When have you ever gotten up at 6?
I will tomorrow.
No different from anybody else, right? No.
Well, do you think things will ever get easier?
I hope so. I really do. I mean, if you think about it, you have to ask yourself, in this country today, with all of the hate that is around us, you know, how can someone discriminate against someone that actually finds someone to love? You know, I just hope that finally, you know, people will stop spending so much time and energy on hate, and maybe a little bit more time on trying to mend the hate that is in between people. And I mean, how can we condemn people for what's going on in the privacy of their own home, you know? But can I say that? I think I read your film. Sorry.
Is that all right?
And now, these messages.
To learn more about freedom of expression and censorship, the Library of Congress suggests these books. The Day They Came to Arrest the Book by Nat Hentoff, and 50 Ways to Fight Censorship by Dave Marsh. These and many other interesting books are available at your local library, so visit them. They'll be happy to help you to read more about it.